have been tracking two metrics since November. One is how many luxury watches are for sale on Watchfinder.com, and the other metric is how many different silver products are in stock at one of the largest bullion dealers in the country and possibly the world. So on November 1st of 2022, Watchfinder had 4,592 luxury watches for sale. And we kind of hit a little bottom here, then things went up, and then we had a kind of a crest here, and things have gone down since. So as of today, this afternoon, there are 3,268. So we've gone from about 4,600 down to about 3,300. Almost a 25% decrease. This bullion dealer, gold and silver bullion dealer called Bullion. So this is the number of SKUs they've had available. So you can see that inventories have been improving up here until this day here, and then inventories have been declining. This is kind of a short-term indicator of demand, right? So supply doesn't change that quickly because they can't order and get things in that quickly, but demand can change quickly. As of right now, we have more than we did on November 1st, but we definitely had a crest here. So look at this. We had a peak here on February 7th, both with Watchfinder. Something big happened on February 7th. And then also here on the Bullion in-stock silver. So I thought, well, let me take a look at the stock market. Maybe this is related to the stock market. So I added in the S&P 500. So here you can see the S&P 500. It also crested exactly on February 7th. And then it's been drifting down ever since. Here's how I get the metrics. So on Watchfinder, you click on buy, and so let me show you that. You click on buy, and then you click on all watches right here, and then it retrieves them, and oops, you can see two of them sold since I did my metric this afternoon. So anyways, they now have 3,266 watches available for sale. So that's how I get that metric. Now let me show you the Bullion one. If you go to silver and you click on in-stock silver, it takes you to this page, and here is your quantity of different products that are in stock. Okay, so these are the numbers I've been tracking. So that's how you get the numbers. Everything changed on February 8th. Next thing I did was I went to the Wall Street Journal's website, and you can find the headlines and the articles for a certain day. So I started on about February 5th and started rolling through them. And so trying to understand what happened in that period of history that would cause the market to change. Remember the Chinese balloon and all that? That had started a few days before that. That probably would not have triggered a sell-off. If it did, it wouldn't have occurred 3 or 4 days after the balloon was realized and all that. So I don't think that the Chinese balloons were the issue. On the 5th, we had that earthquake in Turkey and Syria, a horrible earthquake. That was big news on the 6th, 7th, and 8th. But the one big happened on the evening of February 7th was President Biden gave his State of the Union address. I'm sorry. I did not know that this was going to go there. Really, I didn't. I did not. I just looked at the graphs and saw that something happened between the closing on the 7th and the opening on the 8th. This is the only significant story I can find. Now, the Disney announcing layoffs, that occurred after the 8th, not after the 7th, but after the 8th. On the evening of the 7th, President Biden gave his State of the Union address, which included announcements of new tax increases and I believe there's some additional regulation, but also additional spending. So new taxes, new spending, that may have been a trigger here that has caused things to reverse. I'm not trying to be political here, but I thought there must have been a correlation to a news story, and this is what I think is the trigger. So what does all this mean? Well, I'm not sure. Clearly there's some kind of correlation here, where the number of watches for sale correspond to the decline in the stock market, which corresponds to the number of stock keeping units in stock at the bullion dealer. So there's a correlation. I'll keep tracking this metric, these metrics, and I'll let you know what I see in the future. Well, let me say in the times of economic decline, so in a recession, I would have expected an increase in the number of watches for sale where people are trying to sell their watches to get cash. But before a recession hits, in the early stages of a recession, we might have the reverse where people are busy trying to buy luxury watches as a hard asset for protection against inflation and devaluation of the US dollar and all that stuff. We'll watch this. Again, I'm sorry I did not mean to get political, but it is what it is. I mean, State of the Union address seems to have been a trigger. Appreciate y'all. Have a good day.